Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Kara McKinney. Did you know that MSNBC host Alicia Menendez is the daughter of Democrat New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez? I don't know why I'm so surprised by that. The channel's almost entirely composed of former Mueller team investigators, top spooks, and other D.C. insiders with their own personal empires and buddies to protect by manipulating what passes as news these days. At least Alicia's role as filling in for Nicole Wallace on her show Deadline White House didn't stop MSNBC from covering the latest news regarding her father's bribe case, though it did make for some awkward television. Take a look.
Thank you so much for your expertise and for spending some time with us. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with some breaking news right after this.
Hello, I'm Ari Melber with some breaking legal news. New Jersey United States Senator Robert Menendez now facing new allegations in a second superseding indictment that was filed by a federal grand jury from his DOJ prosecution. Those prosecutors there at the Justice Department now allege Menendez received gifts not only for allegedly helping the government of Egypt, but also for helping a developer, Fred Davies, get a multi-million-dollar investment from a company with ties to the government of Qatar. Prosecutors also say Menendez introduced that same individual, Davies, to a member of the Qatari royal family. Senator Menendez has pled not guilty to all previous allegations in the original indictment. The developer cited in this indictment has also been charged and has also pled not guilty to those underlying allegations. This is a brand new superseding indictment. We'll actually have more on the story in the next hour, and the beat begins after this break.
So as we just saw, after coming back from break, Alicia was swapped out for Ari Melber to deliver the news. As she's previously said, she would not be covering her father's case on air for obvious reasons. So now, in addition to being accused of taking bribes from Egypt, Senator Menendez is being accused of doing so from Qatar as well. He was allegedly offered watches valued between $10,000 and $24,000 and other items of value in exchange for speaking positively about the Qatari government in his official capacity, which up until September of last year included being the chairman of the highly influential Senate Foreign Relations Committee. While he stepped down as chair as these investigations continue, it appears he's still serving on the committee. Joining us now to discuss all of this and more is William Ruger, the president of the American Institute for Economic Research. Will, thanks for being here tonight.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Great. So we have these fresh new allegations about Senator Menendez now concerning Qatar. How serious are they when it comes to the concern that foreign nations have our politicians in their back pockets?
Well, I mean, we should remember that the senator has been found guilty yet, but if true, these allegations are quite damning, right? I mean, along with the ones related to Egypt, now Qatar. And it's especially bad since Menendez has been recently the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, a powerful committee on Capitol Hill, so responsible for America's foreign policy. And that's quite devastating. Look, Senator Menendez is being challenged in the Democratic primary. And so politically, he's way behind. The most recent poll I saw, which even came out before these new charges, found him way behind. So he's likely not going to be a problem for that much longer. But the fact is, he still sits on the committee. And it really shows you that foreign influence, both legal and illegal, is a real problem in Washington. And look, we continually see America's national interests being subverted by these concentrated interests, whether it's oftentimes in legal ways by foreign governments and the military-industrial complex, but sometimes it looks like in ways that are less savory and potentially illegal.
It is strange. I think for a lot of times when we talk about foreign influence, a lot of people think either China or Russia, right? Because we on the right, we talk about China's influence, and then on the left, they talk about Russia's influence, and we hear that a lot. But Qatar is a nation that we've been hearing about more and more when it comes to negotiations. Remember, with Afghanistan before our withdrawal from Kabul, those negotiations with the Taliban, a lot of it were being mediated through Qatar. Then when Kabul collapsed, a lot of those initial people were taken out and put in Qatar before being flown out to America. Now with the Hamas attack, the massacre, the terrorist attack last year against Israel, same thing, some of the political arm of Hamas, that they live in luxury hotels in Qatar, and that's where they were calling for their global day of jihad. But again and again, we keep going back to now Qatar and its influences in American politics, and also our ability to project power abroad and deal with other nations. Even talking about in universities and even some building projects in the U.S., you see the influence of Qatari officials.